Hey, Eraldo, I think it is. This is Michael with the Black Belt Project. I got your email and thought I'd just respond to it with a video because it might be a little bit easier to kind of show you an answer to some of your questions as opposed to trying to write it down in an email. And then I wanted to let you know I have been to Austria, so it's kind of neat to make a connection with somebody there. It's been a couple years ago, but I did go to Vienna, which was pretty cool. Anyway, I wanted to let you know that as far as some of your questions go, I use BlackBeltProject.com for my blog, and so it's just a blogspot.com blog. It's free. It's good because you don't have to spend a lot of time setting up design for your website. Because with WordPress or regular HTML coding, it just takes forever to do anything. And as you can see, there's so much to do. I still have links that I've got to get fixed and repaired, and as I get time, I will do those. And it's neat that you know so many languages, and once we get this done, then maybe that might be pretty cool to translate it. As far as the manila versus the hanging files, I use the hanging files in a box, just a plastic box, and then I stick the manila folder in the hanging file, because if you just use the manila folders, they don't ever stand upright, and so I decided that for me that was the best thing, because I like to travel with my files sometimes, and so I just have them in a it's called a really useful box, and they're really handy. They got nice handles on them. If you search the internet and look for really useful boxes, you'll find what they look like. And then I just stick one manila folder for each file in a hanging file. So that's how I do that. As far as how I manage the Sunday Maybe, I use my BlackBerry to do that. And inside my BlackBerry, I've got something called Next Action Software, and it keeps a list of all my Sunday Maybes, and I just review that. I used to keep them by whether they were personal Sunday Maybes or whether they were professional, like job-oriented Sunday Maybes. But then I just, for speed, I just decided to keep one Sunday Maybe list and just keep track of it. I consider Sunday Maybes, they're like future projects. They're not, if somebody says, hey, I need you to do this for me, I need something I need to do, I won't put it on my Sunday Maybe. I'll just put it in the same list here and then put it on an action list. So I keep it right in there. And the neat thing is I can just check it off, and then I sync it with my computer, and then I have my list backed up on my phone and on my computer. Getting to your calendar questions, I used to use a paper calendar, as you know, and I used to like to print it out and have it in front of me, but with the BlackBerry, you probably won't be able to see this, but each day now I can look and see the items that I have to do, and then when I have appointments, and I can also look out ahead. The only downside to using a calendar that way is that if you want to write notes about something you got to do, or you want to schedule something, I don't actually schedule anything in this calendar. I will check to see if I got anything to do, write it on my index cards, and then when I come back to my computer, then I'll add it to my Yahoo calendar. And the neat thing is Yahoo Calendar syncs with the BlackBerry software. I haven't had any issues with it, other than if I put it in here and sync it, it doesn't always go back. So I always put everything in Yahoo Calendar and then sync it to this, and then everything I need is in here. After I got used to it, I started by just printing everything out, and I did that every week, and it wasted a lot of paper, and so finally I just decided just to do that, and I've gotten used to it over time, and I really like it. Plus, when I'm at my computer, I got my calendar right there too, and I can look right into the activities I need to do for that day. As far as your waiting for question, if you've borrowed something and you want to make sure if somebody's if I understand your question right, is that if you're waiting for somebody to return something to you or something that you've borrowed, I'd still stick it in your waiting for. I wouldn't put it someplace else. So if you borrow a book from somebody and you want to make sure that you return it, then I would stick it in your waiting for too. So either way, waiting for and or out seems to make sense. But I wouldn't keep it on your project list. if you got a next action return CD to Fred and you want to make sure you return that to him, you could put that on your next action list. Personally, if you have a lot of stuff that you work with Fred on, maybe you could have a folder with Fred and you could just have his name on it, and then anything you got to give to Fred you can always stick in there. I know I have an assistant and I put everything I need to talk to her about in that file, and then when I see her, then I can just go through it and give her the stuff that she needs. Now, I kind of compare this. I have to go to the bank sometimes, and I don't really like to use the @errands list because I don't tend to look at it, and so I'll just put it in either waiting for or an action folder, and then I'll make a note to myself that I need to go to the bank on my calendar or something. So I hope that answers some of your questions. If not, feel free to send some more. I'm going to put this video up on YouTube so you can check it out, and hopefully talk to you soon. Thanks for the support.